Hello, good day. Welcome to Newspaper Review on NIGERIAN Watch. How are you doing? It's good to have you on here. Thank you for being here. If you're just joining, please do well. Please do also like this broadcast as we move. Do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Do well to turn on your notification bell. Just do right by us and please like this broadcast. All right. Thank you very much, my amazing panelists. Good day to you. Thank you for being here. Please, before you click on the link, before you come on here, please do well to like this broadcast and also take out time to support us by clicking on the dollar signs to the right. And you also, please take out time to support us. Thank you very much and welcome to our newspaper review. How are you doing? Osako, good morning to you. How are you doing? How is the beautiful city of Spain? Okay, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. You too. Thank you for being here. All right. Let's see what we have in the papers. Let's dive right into the papers for the day. Our first paper for today is Tribune. And on Tribune, we have here no going back on no work, no pay for lecturers. And that's by federal government. Says government paid what is due to them. Some presidential candidates planning to privatize federal universities, and that's from ASU president. Dialogue key to conflict resolution, and that's by Sultan. Drunk soldier kills general while driving in Lagos barracks. Lagos Ibadan Expressway, or your government engages hunters, vigilante groups, business owners, and ballets. Gunmen kill 9 family members, 2 others in Plateau community. UK channels $100 million to women-owned business in Nigeria. At meeting with Guild of Editors, Atiku says my restructuring agenda starts from first day in office. Bulletprints ready. Promises to form government of national unity. Most massive employment into police and armed forces. Ohaneze Indigbo insists on Obi. Rowdy session as Senate gives CBN nod to redesign Naira. Wike apologizes to Oshomole for supporting Obaseki's re-election. Tinubu to Khan, my administration will be blind to religious affiliations. The presidential candidate for the All Progressives Congress, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has come out to say that if he did not Islamize his family, that he wouldn't dare do that to Nigeria, as that seems to be their greatest fear, is assuring Nigerians that he won't do that. So that's it. Yesterday, Khan had a meeting with Tinubu, Atiku, and Obi, and these are some of the submissions we have there. So if you want to know more on the settlements, the agreements that was reached with the political parties and Khan, kindly pick on the Tribune, and I think that's page 5. You have more of that story. And yes, Wike apologizing to Oshomole for supporting Obaseki's re-election. Yesterday, Governor Wike invited Oshomole, the former governor of Edo State, Adams Oshomole, to Rivers to commission one of his many outstanding projects. Yes, so yesterday he said he apologized openly to him, saying that he came to Edo State and voted against his own candidate, that's Oshomole's candidate. But today he's apologizing to Oshomole, and that now we have seen who is who, and he's apologizing. Apparently that was a bad choice. He's regretting. And while I wanted to read more on this story, I just imputed Wike apologizing to Oshoma, and I could see that in 2014 there is an article of Wike apologizing to Oshomole still over re-electing, or in his words, say he regrets pushing for Obaseki, the governor of Edo State, current governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki regrets pushing for his governorship career. Yeah. So this is the second time that Wike is coming out to say that, saying that he regrets. And it's good to know that the former chairman of his former chairman, and to know that they are back together. I mean, we know if you take a swipe down memory label, remember Weekend taking swipes at Oshomole and saying all sort of things over this, and it's good to know that they've they've made peace. So moving on from that, there's something that what's his name Oshomole said, and which I think I see if I can get my lay my hands on it. It was just a closing remark, but that was a good one. Okay, that seems to be far from my reach just now. All right, let's move on to other stories. Hi, how you doing? If you're just joining us, please do well to like this broadcast as we go. Mr. Edo Light, God bless you. Thank you for your donation. Thank you very much. If you are yet to support us, please take our time to support us by clicking on the dollar sign just there on the right by the comment section. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I do like God bless you. Mommy Diaspora, thank you for being here. Thank you, Mommy Diaspora. Thank you, Mr. Edelight. It's good to have you on this broadcast. Thank you to each and every one of you following this broadcast. Thank you. So Ohaneze Indigo, Nigerians have reacted to the fact that saying that Igbos do not stick to their own. And in a time where the Yorubas and knowing the state of the nation, and now would have been a good time for the Igbos because they should be proud of the person representing, and they're supposed to throw in their full weight, seeing that they have a credible representative, and that there should be no divide and all of that. And the Indigo, okay. The Indigo and Ohaneze, as they've come out, and they've been on this since, and they're still insisting that Obi is their man and nothing. And oh dear, there are lots of unprintable things out there on Soludo. I think he has actually touched. The tiger still, right? He has finally touched the tiger still. Okay, yeah, we have yeah, so sadly yesterday, Wednesday, a drunk driver, Lagos barracks. So this drunk soldier was said to have been coming out from he was in the barracks, and this general, no, let me give you the full story of how it is said. Give you their ranking. Okay, so he killed this army general, and good things are spoken of the army general. Good things has been spoken of the man. But let's take the story of how a drunken soldier, a corporal in the Nigerian army, Abayomi Ebun, has crushed to death the Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center Director of Finance, General A.O. James, with his car in the Nigerian army. Abayomi Ebun has crushed the death of armed forces. Why are they repeating this? Okay, this was said to have happened in the barracks. They said he was driving drunk. He was drunk and driving in the barracks, and the general was just he was walking to his apartment. It was just by his apartment when this drunk officer came and knocked him off. They took him to the hospital right there in the base in the barracks, and he was pronounced dead. Of course, you know that the drunk driver has been detained, and trust the law to carry out its full strength on this man. But that's sad. That's really sad. I read in one of the papers that he was seen to have been driving wrong, and he was cautioned, but all fell on deaf ears. And I'm wondering, the barracks, you get to drive rough and nothing is done, even as an officer. Really, I've always known the barracks, the base. I've always known it to be shredded in so much orderliness. So how a drunk soldier will be driving in the barracks, and all he gets are just cautions, and I mean, knowing their speed limit that is being adhered to. So this is rather surprising. I hope thorough investigations are looked into. Yes, we hope thorough investigations, are taken into this matter. Let's see what other story that we have here. Yes, talking about the ASU and the federal government. Looks like we are looks like we'll be going back to square one, as the federal government are saying that there's no going back on the no work, no pay for lecturers. The lecturers were paid just half of October, not even 1 month salary. half of October, they say they only pay them for what they work. I know they resumed in October, mid-October. So they only give them half month salary. After staying, after striking for 8 months, they will go back and they are collecting eight half salary. Okay, so the students are joining them on this protest, and let's see how that goes. But it looks like till this administration will leave, the students might just be home. And now looking at the efforts that is being used to combat the insecurity on Lagos Ibadan Expressway, I like the energy that I am reading off the papers. I got to know that Oyo government engages hunters, vigilantes, business owners, ballet. Yes, and that's the way to go about it. And it would be nice to see that these efforts, the government are doing the right things, matching up with the efforts of the people. That is to say, the entire community has to come out and defend and comb and sweep the bushes to rid them of kidnappers, or this bandits, or by this. Now, when I say terrorist bandits, I'm not talking about any Fulani person. I'm talking about anybody that engages in kidnapping, anybody that steals, anybody that kills people, anybody that stands with guns to rob. All of them are the same category right now. They are doing all of this to sweep them out of their land, and this is the energy. Everybody just has to come together. Nobody should sit down and wait for government anymore. We see what best the government can do. We see how far that they can do. They have shown us what they can do, and we keep expecting more. When they've shown, nobody gives what they don't have. So instead of you keep waiting and asking for something from these people, let's just, every other person take this on like your government and do the needful. Protect yourselves. At the end of the day, you're protecting yourself. So please, let's do this now. Gunmen kill 9 family members, 2 others in Plateau community. This happened yesterday. The gunmen were said to have gone into this community and oh dear, I have it's quite a long name. Went into the community and shot about a family of 9 and 2 others. So we had 11 people that died from that massacre, but 9 were from the same family, from one family. That's quite a loss. How we come here and every day we are reading about the death of people in numbers, and nothing is being done. You can't say the government does not know about this. They sure do know about this, but there is an effort to do nothing about this. Just some days ago, there was a campaign rally unveiling there in this same Jos. And now today we are seeing this. And little wonder the people would, people of PDP there in Jos, we have it also here in the news that they went on ahead to sweep 24 hours after APC had their campaign rally. Some people cladded in PDP uniform went on to sweep the streets of Jos, or the campaign ground, and to say that they are sweeping away APC from their land. They are sweeping the curses away. They are sweeping that they don't want APC no more, that they want the land belongs to PDP, and PDP will be, taking their place of power back in their land. Okay, so that was what that demonstration was for. But this is the same place they use private jet and everything to go into, and just how many hours later, some terrorists will go in there and kill people. This is pathetic, really. This is pathetic. And UK channels $100 million to women-owned business in Nigeria. This is part of their plan to. They say this is the 3 E's. Want to engage the girl, to educate the girl child, to engage women businesses, to engage women in businesses, and to eradicate violence on the girl child and on women. And this is part of their scheme. This $100 million will be, they're in partnership with I think they're in partnership with First Bank. I don't know how this money would be disbursed, but there are grants like this, and people should please take opportunities. When you see grant like this, go on the internet to check out to get, how to access it and apply for it. If you are tech savvy, and maybe your brother, your sister might not know about this, you do it for them and share link or give them update. Let them go and apply for this. Let's see. When we see things like this, let's engage first and come out and say, no, they did not give it to us, or they gave it to this group of people. Let's know the process, okay? So please let us engage this as much. This is for us. This is for us. So let's engage this. Let's see what we have here. Okay, I think that's as much as we have. That's as much as we have on here. Okay, we'll move on to another story. All right, thank you very much if you're just joining us. This is our newspaper review. My name is Ima. It's good to have you on here. Please do well to, oh yes, and on the comment section, the link has been posted. If you'd like to come on here and talk to me, talk to us, and dissect the papers with me, do also click on the link and you'll be right here. All right, and if you're just joining us, please like the broadcast. Thank you very much. Let's move on to another paper. Other paper would be the Punch. Here we have federal government ASU begins fresh showdown. Minister tackles lecturers. Naira redesign targets looted funds. EFCC chair. Government planning bank guarantees for Nigeria Ethiopia deal. How delays costly court processes frustrate families access to disease savings. Now that's a big story. That's a big story. Muslim ticket. Friends criticizing me lobbied for vice president slot, and that's by Tinubu. Tinubu meets Khan, says he didn't Islamize his family, can do such to Nigeria. Nigeria needs religiously neutral state, not a religious state. Association advises federal government. Next president must ensure a good balance between Muslims, Christians, association. Surrender mandate if APC loses, parties tell Buhari. 11 cultists snapped for terrorizing Lagos neighborhood. APC and you disagree over bid to win Lagos. And taking the story of the 11 cultists nabbed for terrorizing Lagos neighborhood. Police were said to be on patrol and they nabbed these people in the hotel room. Now, there is a viral video from yesterday of some cultists fighting each other in the Abulegba area of Lagos yesterday. It was quite a scene. What we don't know, the police are not saying is if they are intertwined or this is a different case entirely. But it would be good to know the follow up from that video, that disturbing video that was circulated out there. You see, when these people are fighting, when the thugs are fighting, the police do not, concern themselves. They do not bother themselves. They do not even as much as even try to separate, interfere. They do not as much as try to broker peace. They don't even try to arrest. They don't try to release tear gas. They don't try to do nothing. They just leave these people. Some you will just see them standing there. They're just patrolling there. It's almost like we are not seeing the same thing. Because you can't imagine how it's almost like you're not seeing the same thing. Well, 11 of them has been arrested, and okay, good thing. Thank you to the police. And some political parties asking the president and still telling him to keep to his words and saying that surrender mandate if APC loses. Even though the president has said he's going to do everything possible to see to it that his party man wins the election, but he has also said that whoever Nigerians chooses as their president, that he would, support and willingly release mantle, surrender mantle, mandate to the person. Yes, that's the word, surrender mandate. So they are still calling out the president, saying that regardless of whoever turns out the winner, if it is his party man or not, that the president should keep to his word. And now this is something that this is rather worrisome, because we already know even the president how much he holds on to his own words. So I don't know if this is anything to go by. And now, if you remember, or if you take a look at the protest by the commercial bosses, Mr. Kingsley says, believe boo boo at your own risk. All right, so that's why that's actually yeah, parties are calling out to him and saying, whatever happens, you have to keep to your word. You have to remember your word, promising that you will surrender to whoever Nigerians chooses, regardless of who you are supporting. So let's be hopeful that that's going to happen, or we have something that we can use to take him to court or charge him for. Okay, so with the protest and everything happening, the motorcycles seem to be back and on the rise. Yeah, over in Lagos State, and you have the Joint Task Force clamoring and clamping down the numbers or the vehicles, the motorbikes out there, and there are over hundreds out here. And so, so these people just park their bikes, and how have they been fending? How have they been making money? We need to start. I mean, we should know these things. If we cannot the federal level cannot get it right, or if that data cannot get to them, just maybe as a community we should begin to ask ourselves these things. How are you faring? What are you doing? Then they should be able to take that submission to, like, the councillor, the local government chairman. Should have a sit down with these people. So what is left for you? Let's see how many people. Then start like an empowerment program for these people. So they'll just park their bikes, and they are doing what? And we say that they are running. Man has to eat at the end of the day, and we know what hunger can do to somebody. And these are people that have families. With this number of bikes out there, let me put the picture on here again so you get to see it. The picture story on the Punch, and that's the number of bikes from different places that was seized. Now, these hundreds of people that owns these bikes, what else are they doing? How are they surviving? How are they feeding themselves and their families? How are they sorting out bills? Are they living in darkness in a time where we are buying fuel from 195 to about 250 in different parts of Lagos? How are they able to do so? Because there's been no power supply for 2 days. No word out there, no message. They just shut down the country, and nobody hears anything. That's true. There's been no life for the past 2 days, and no word, no nothing. We don't know what is happening in the country. And the people running this country, they are the same people that sleeps outside of Nigeria. You people have seen improvement. You people have seen technology. You people have seen modernity. But yes, you bring us and you keep us in this. You refuse to open up this beautiful nation of ours. You rather have it as a whole, to be dark. Always. Even animals will not be kept in the dark for 2 days. How many people would go to work, come back in the traffic, and still have time to go queue at the fuel station? In Nigeria today, that we have both partners, parents working, who wants to go and queue at the fuel station? Let's move on to the last story. Okay, yeah, I wanted to take this story that says that how delays costly process. Okay, now, in a nutshell, people who get to pass on, and the families, the Punch, thanks to the Punch for bringing this story. I took investigations to know that some families, when they pass on, their process, their money in the bank goes to the bank, because you will try to get this money out, and the bank will keep frustrating you until you just let go. This man by the name Kenneth Chuku said his mom died. The mom was a teacher. His mom died, and at the point where the mom died, not too long ago, not long after, his father died also. So it's just an interval of months. Father died, and that has put on. I mean, the responsibility that to put on the first child, regardless of gender or age. Well, he's a 35-year-old man that's been trying to have access into his mom's account, since he knows that his mom has money, and so the money that they even told him, and he's going to have relationship with family. So the money that the bank told him that the mom has is not the mom. He said no, that is not the money that his mom has, because he knows too well about the money that the mom has. He knows how much she's paid, and he knows when she took a loan of 400, and he knows that the bank are deducting that, and he knows that even 10 months after the mom died, she was still being paid, and nobody has touched that money, and her salary is 80,000 naira. 80,000 times 10. monthly. 80,000 times 10, that's about 800,000. But the bank said the mom had about 110,000 naira in her accounts. And they say, go and get this document. The young man has gone to get the document. Until now, the banks are still holding. And some people are coming out to say that this is how the bank have dealt with them, that they just have to let go. And this is the next of kin. So don't come and say maybe it's not the next of kin. So when you look at all of these sectors, haba. All right. So we will be expounding more on the story, bringing it from time to time, creating awareness, and know why this is so, why the banks are not releasing the money, know how. I mean, somebody should not die today and everything just goes away. This is somebody who has been helping his mom to fill documents. So for every document, when there is a slot for next of kin, is the one that fills it, is the one that helps his mom. He does everything. That's why he knows this much. He knows as much as as he does. Else they would have just tricked him, deceived him. But that should not be. So who are we going to hold for this? The bank, or the staff, the person attending to him, or the particular branch, or the manager, or the government? All right, if you're just joining us, thank you for being here. Welcome to our newspaper review. Mr. Kingsley, what is normal in Nigeria? Does it have to do with the bank process of a deceased? Let me know what you are talking about. All right, we'll take the last paper for today, and our last paper for today is going to be the Daily Sun. Article outlines 5 focus areas as Tinubu meets Khan. PDP candidate tells editors it will form government of national unity. Already prepared framework for restructuring. They should test the national unity restructuring, blah blah blah. They should test it on PDP. Let's see if it will work. If it can work in PDP and on Wike, then it will work for Nigeria. But first, you should try with PDP. I have never and won't run my administration on religious bias, and that's by the APC candidate. Southern Middle Belt Forum knocks Soludo over attack on Obi. ASU, federal government insists on no work, no pay rule. Drama as PDP members sweep venue of APC presidential campaign flag off in Jos. Says it's symbolic action to rid state of ruling party's aura. Gunmen kill 9 family members in Plateau Village. Governor orders security to fish out perpetrators. UK channels $100 million to women-owned businesses in Nigeria. Osun, tribunal compels INEC to produce Adeleke certificates. Nomination form refuses to dismiss petition. We need united Nigeria, and that's by UK. That's by Wiki, and of course, our dearly beloved esteemed President Muhammadu Buhari, is still reminding us that he will leave a safer country next year for Nigeria. Amen. All right, to my amazing panelists, thank you for being here. It's good to have each and every one of you here for the night. How are you doing today?
Yeah, good morning, Miss Ima. I'm fine, and you? How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you, sir. Welcome to the broadcast.
Yeah, thank you so very much. Yeah, I should go on with my submission, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, shalom to all the ones in the comment section, both NAIJA Watch family and the body panelists. Shalom. Nigeria, Buhari said he's going to leave a safe Nigeria. I don't understand. Every time when he always tell us, I'm going to leave a safe Nigeria, I'm going to leave, I'm going to make sure that there's free and fair election. I'm going to make sure that I give Nigeria infrastructure, a good infrastructure, before I will leave in the next 3 months. You know, he's just telling us what he cannot do, what he cannot accomplish in almost about 8 years. He's telling us he's going to accomplish it in the next 3 months or 4 months. Don't you see that this man is contradicting himself? You know, have you ever seen somebody that will be in power for good 8 years. He cannot accomplish anything. Then close to 3 months for him to leave, he said he's going to do those things that he cannot accomplish in 8 years. So that one is just for that. I don't want to dwell on Buhari so much. Everybody, all Nigerians know him very, very well. So everybody knew him already. So I don't want to dwell on the Buhari's issue. This man is just making people get angry every time. Whenever he left, he always states words. He just want to make people angry. That's what he's doing. So that's for that. And all those kidnapper issue, cultists and all that. Those are the this thing the politicians. Those are the handwork of the politicians. You know, they left those people deliberately to distort our nation, to cause confusion and havoc, because they are using them to ring election. That is why they cannot eradicate cultism. They cannot eradicate kidnapper. They are using them for their own benefit. That is just the truth. You understand? So as for that, now I just heard that I think in the southeast that they said some kidnapper. I think it was yesterday. They attacked some people on the highway. So when the military came, the military were asking questions, and they said the military swing into action. They went after those kidnappers. And I asked myself the question. I said, I've never heard this kind of thing before. That when you report to a military will swing into action. Because it's close to election now. So that the Nigerians will not use that one against APC. So they are now swinging into action now. So that they will say that they are functioning, they are working. You know? They said there's a helicopter going into the forest. And this is the forest these people has been kidnapping people into this forest. They could not go into that forest to fetch them out. But now they are not using a helicopter to go and fetch them out from the forest. So you see that this government know what they are doing. They just know what they are doing. They are doing this now for this election purpose. That's why they are not going. They are not trying to make sure that they fish those Fulani out from the forest, so that they will use that one as their campaign. These people, they cannot deceive us again. Anybody that will not vote to liberate Nigeria, that fall into all this their play, their joke that they are doing. Those people, I'm sorry for them. You understand? They should not give APC and PDP any other chance. They should make sure they give Labour Party. This Nigeria, if they want us to come out from this where we find ourselves today, this darkness and this hunger in the land and these killings, they should make sure they vote it will be. That's just the truth. If they don't vote that man, that man is the light that is going to shine on Nigeria. I said it before. He's a God-fearing man. He's smart. He's vibrant. He has every qualification to lift Nigeria out of this thing. You know. So if anybody try to vote APC or PDP into power, I said it before. That Nigeria, I will change my documents, and I will change my phone. So all those ones that used to call us on social media, that, oh, we are hungry, send money. We cannot pay our hospital bill. We cannot pay our NEPA bill. After voting those evil men into power, they will come to social media to cry to we that is in diaspora. I will change all my number and I will change my nationality. Thank you, Ms. Ima.
All right, Brother Nice, thank you very much for your submission. Mr. Kennedy, it's good to have you on this broadcast. I hope, okay, please let me move on to Mr. Pansat. Mr. Pansat, how are you doing? It's good to have you on the broadcast, sir. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good to see you, Miss Emma, Brother Nice, and Mr. Kennedy. I am also throwing salutes to the comment section, Mommy, Diaspora, and my people over there. We're less than 100 days now to this election. And of course, I associate myself with the remarks of Brother Nice fully. So here we are, we have a straight duty to do for the country. We have to rescue our country and try to move forward. We have three major candidates here. Governor Obi, Labour Party, former Vice President Atiku of the PDP, and then former Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Tinubu. And the dialogue in the country, even though we shouldn't go by it, by the rule of thumb, just looking at his activities, we have to remember that these people have had prior lives and responsibilities to our country. Okay? So at any other time, we can be messing around. Not now. Let's start with Tinubu, for example, because I seldom talk about Atiku. I'm going to just talk a little bit about three of them. Mr. Tinubu is a non-drug lord and thief over there in Lagos State. Everybody knows that. Nobody's talking about some of other grievous things he's done in that state. Some time ago, a lawyer sued him for the Lekki Epe toll gate. Not about the massacring of our youth on that toll gate. This is prior to 2019. Somebody sued him. That lawyer had to withdraw that case because his man and domestic servants were assassinated. And this lawyer narrowly escaped. And he's been using thuggish methods in the country, enthroning an MC Oluoma, a serial killer in that state, harassing people during elections. Now he's sick. He's older, barely coherent. Now, he's been running around the country with cabal, Buhari, and other politicians, playing an elitist game. He doesn't want to face our press. He doesn't want to talk to the Nigerian people, tell them what he plans to do. And he's going along like he's going to rig the election. There's inevitability about him being president. I just want to caution Nigerians. We can't have that. Now we'll move over to Mr. Atiku. He was former vice president. And we'll look at the work he did, the responsibility that was given to him by the president at the time to supply power. A lot of money was budgeted for it, including his activity with selling our assets. And he's running to he did all that stuff without carrying any of the responsibility to give us power. Billions of dollars. So now what he does is to go and live in Dubai, come by as a serial quest to be president. Even he himself doesn't seem to be well, doesn't actually address the Nigerian people or present himself to the public and face the press. So we look at now Peter Obi, governor of Anambra State, a humble man who's prepared himself to take us higher. And they're modeling everything. INEC is not being straightforward. I see that Patrick Tommy is going to be leading a protest of him releasing PVCs. I am just cautioning all the actors in this thing. Let's do this right. So it has to be overwhelming. I know that Mr. Kennedy is next to talk, and I'm very, very eager to hear what he has to say. But I am just flabbergasted that after all these people's activities, they still have the gall to want to rig this election or impose somebody like Tinubu on us. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Bansa, thank you very much for your submission. Thank you to the beauty lady. Thank you also to DA Osadolo. Thank you for being here. Chidi Obiuku, thank you for being here. God Sense. Thank you for being here. Thank you also to Kingsley Ojiaraki. Thank you very much. Mr. Adolai, thank you for your donation. God bless you. Sagbovo, Mommy Diaspora, dearest mother, thank you for being on here. You watching, thank you for being on here. Please do well to like this broadcast if you are yet to. Thank you very much. Mr. Kennedy, I hope it's been a good day going for you, sir.
Yes, thank you very much, and good evening from Japan. Let me extend my greetings to Brother Nice, Brother Pansat. I'm happy to see you guys here. I send my greetings to people at the comment section and viewers all over the world. I would have loved to still continue to listen to Brother Pansat because I always enjoy listening to him, but I don't know why he has to quickly transfer the baton to me. But anyway, thank you very much, Brother Pansat. Brother Nice, nice to see you here. I wanted to call you, but I didn't have your number. So I'm happy to see you here again. You're welcome back here. Let me first of all, thank you. Yes, let me first of all dwell on Tinubu's pedigree. It is actually very sad that there are a lot of people still supporting Tinubu with all the issues out there for Tinubu, or the documentaries. Sometimes I feel very sad to be a black man. I'm sorry to say. Look at Tinubu, whose age is not known, whose complete identity is not known. Some people said he's from Osun State. Some people said he's from Lagos State. Some people said his name is not actually Tinubu. A lot of people have been saying different names about him. Even before he went to University of Chicago, he had a different name in Nigeria before he traveled to the United States and all that. And people are still clamoring for Tinubu to become president. You see, when a lot of people discovered that he wasn't actually, I think, 71 years old, he went to Wikipedia to change the information on Wikipedia. But somebody dug it out about 4 months ago, because they forgot to change the Wikipedia of the Portuguese language, and everything was just out there. Tinubu is about 87 or 87. It's okay to be 87, but just tell us who you are. Let us make our decision on who to vote for. We cannot be voting for 87 years old man, and whereas we're actually voting for somebody who is younger or older or whatever. Let us know why you are 87, why we should vote for you. So I don't understand. So Tinubu is look at what happened. Look at what happened in Jos the other day when he was shouting Buhari, Buhari, Buhari. Nobody knows why he was shouting, but probably he wasn't even aware he was shouting Buhari. Probably he thought he was saying something else. And look at the Buhari sitting there like a blind man with their sunglasses, just looking as if he wasn't having a good eyesight or whatever. I don't know what is happening. And at the end, the people keep hurling stones and all other materials at them. And somebody in Hausa language was shouting, people should calm down or whatever. And that is the person we want to hand over the country to. People should rethink and know that if you try to hand over this country to people like that, we're still going to be suffering for the next 4 or 8 years. Brother Nice, he said he's going to change his nationality. No, we don't have to change our nationality. We all should stay and fight. We fight to make sure we entrench, proper democracy in the country. We are doing our best. All of us here, we are doing our best, and we'll continue to do our best. So let me talk about Buhari is reminding us over and over again that he's going to live a safer country. I'm not even sure it's Buhari that is talking. The person talking is probably out of his or her senses. How can Buhari say he's going to live a safer safer country when the country has been bastardized, the country has been, everything is upside down. The price of commodities are high and unreachable. Nobody is able to buy groceries in the supermarket and all that. You say you are going to live in a safer country when everywhere has been vandalized, banditry everywhere, and terrorism, people terrorizing the country. You say you're going to live in a safer country. I'm not sure it's Buhari that is speaking. Anyway, that aside, I want to know. I want to be clear about the guy whose mom died, and he or she was able to retrieve the parents' money from the bank. And I think I overheard Mrs. Ima saying after the mom died for about 10 months, the mom was being paid. So I want to be clear about that. Is it true that after the mom's death, the salary was being paid? Please,
Yes,
Mrs.
then
Ima.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. After the mom died, and first of all, let me dwell on the pedigree of that family too. Why would the mom be paid after 10 months after the death? I think that's another fraud. When somebody dies, you're supposed to report the death to the appropriate quarters, and the salary is not supposed to be paid. Or
I don't know why this
working?
is so, but
Yeah,
let me also state that she's a civil servant.
yeah, whether civil servant or not. You see, that is,
Okay.
you see, the country is fraudulent. Everybody is fraudulent. How can he even come out to say? Is it because these people are not exposed? How can you even come out to say your mom was paid? If it's abroad, you cannot even say that your mom was paid after her death. That is impossible. So I had wanted to speak on the banks, withholding the money, but because of that, the family's attitude of receiving money after the death, I wouldn't even want to speak about it. Because that's one of the problems we are having in the country. The mom is not supposed to be paid. Debt is supposed to be reported, and the salary is supposed to. So you cannot pay to a dead person because the person did not work from grave. So, but anyway, that about that. Now, as to no work, no pay, I think that there's an act that established the ASU or the universities commission or whatever. So I think it's a lawyer that is supposed to speak on this. Without work, I don't think it's proper to get salary without working. And the government that made them to stay at home without going to work, and the same government is saying they don't want to pay them. I don't think I quite understand properly what to say about that. So I have to leave it here for the next person. Mr. Chooks is here. Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Kennedy. Thank you for stopping by
Miss
today.
Ima,
You
Miss
here?
Ima, please,
Yes,
Miss
brother
Ima, please.
Nice.
Yeah, I want to ask Mr. Kennedy a question. There's a thing that he said now that I don't understand. You said the children, when the woman is late, they're not supposed to be paying her. But I don't know, is it not possible for the person, for the family to be paid? Because the person have worked for his family, he has a extended family, even though the person is not around. They're supposed to be paid. The family is supposed to benefit from what their parents have worked for. I don't understand that, Mr. Kennedy. Can you explain?
Yes, the fact is the parents are supposed to be paid whatever is due the parents from the company or from the commission or from the institution they worked for. That is, after the salary has been stopped, they will not have to calculate whether something like it's not gratuity, but kind of package to give to the family. No longer the person that was working because she's already dead. So the salary stops the day she died. That's all.
Okay. It's understandable now. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Chooks, how are you doing? Good to have you here, sir. Good day to you.
Yeah, good morning, Mrs. Emma. Good morning, fellow panelists, and I want to start with Buhari telling us that he's gonna hand over. I think the press is just making money from Mr. Buhari. That he's telling us that. I mean, this is not something to be discussed. Is that illegal? That he handed over. I don't like to be hearing that. Is he doing us a favor? Right? Let him not hand over and get himself blamed. Well, we shouldn't be even be discussing this. Handing over. He's not doing us a favor. It's our right that he complete his 4 years or 8 years and get out there. You know, I don't like discussing that. Whenever I see this on pages of newspapers, I get mad. I get irritated. You know, it's talking like I don't know how to put it. You know, like somebody who is on top of the hill and talking to people. Hand over to us. How? You leave the property. Your time has expired. You need to get out of that. Period. You know. I want to talk on the military man who was killed, the general. I say Nigeria is a very careless place. Nigeria is a very, very careless place. People might not understand why I am saying that. For you to train an army man to up to a rank of a general, we know how much resources that is invested in that. We know how much resources that is invested in that. And this is how they keep murdering them. Because I don't believe that that person is drunk. And I know how military barracks are structured. You know, they have bumps, you know, speed bumps. You know, you dare not speed there.
My thought exactly.
You understand? So I don't know how they keep killing these young military men and women. You remember the lady that was hit down by vehicle December in a barracks as well. I think either 3 or 4 years ago. One I think is an Air Force lady. You know, so all these things are scams. They should investigate these people and know exactly what is going on. Because this is, how much speed are you going to be driving in the barracks? You know how disciplined barracks are? So these are the things that wonders me if I hear this kind of thing. I'm very, very sad. I was very, very sad when I read that news. You know, I was very, very sad because I know how much to train a soldier to become a general. I know how much. You know, all these things are carelessness from Nigeria. Everybody is doing what they want. Nobody cares to do things in the right way. You know? So I'm very, very, may his soul rest in peace. I'm very, very distraught with hearing this news again. Because, I mean, you don't even know if it is the enemies or who is doing this to our military. We are short of men. And the few men we have, we are losing them for nothing. We are losing them for nothing. Look at the kind of story, drunk. Who even tested the person and say he's drunk? How do they know he's drunk? Yeah? I mean, they need to investigate this well. Seriously, they need to investigate this well. Which other this do we talk about? If you don't mind me asking you.
I do not mind you asking at all. I think we also talked about, let me see if I can grab a copy there. I think we also talked about Buhari saying he's going to leave his paper. Oh, you talked about that already?
Yeah, I talked about that, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I think you picked on one of the majors, so let's just move on then.
Okay, then.
All right, thank you. All right, so each and every one of you on the comment section. Michael, I see you right now. I see you right there. Thank you very much. Please, if you are yet to like this broadcast, take out time to like the broadcast. Take out time to like the broadcast, please. Thank you very much. And take out time to support us also by clicking on the $ to the right on the comment section. Please, thank you very much. All right, coming back to my panelists, but there's something I wanted us to talk about. So this couple, a lady tweeted that a friend is about getting married, and they are close to the wedding, but they just found out that they are pregnant. She just found out that she's pregnant, and the church will not allow it because, churches over here, they do test. They test the couple. I think it's 2 days, but days before the wedding, days 2 3 days before the wedding. Some churches 1 week like that. They check and all of that. So they are worried now. Either they abort the baby, or they forfeit the church wedding. And the church wedding is a huge thing, especially if your family are insisting. So there is a question of, why are churches in this age and time still doing things like that? And there's also that question of, are we all really going to say that intended couples like this do not have sexual intimacy to that point, if it is a case of eye service? So that's going to be our submission. Real quick, Tony Stark, welcome to the broadcast. I come to you, Brother Nice. What's your take on the issue?
Yeah, thank you so very much, Ms. Sima. This issue is strictly spiritual. You understand? So if I'm talking, I'm going to speak from the spiritual part of it. You understand? As a believer, because I'm a Christian, not just a Christian, a born again Christian. So what I'm going to say, I'm going to state it how God stated it in the Bible, and are the spiritual rules and regulations that guide those things, those institutions of marriage. So you people should understand where I'm coming from. I'm not going to talk from the physical side of it alone. So you see, if this couple, if they are really a Christian, that is not just a churchgoer, a born again Christian, people that fear God, that follow the rules and regulations. You understand? There is a sleeping together or even get pregnant before marriage is a sin in the realm of the spirit and before God. Is a sin. So for these two couple now, I don't see any reason. If you say you are a Christian, you are about to get married, and you guys are seeing each other sleeping together, they have already committed a sin. You understand? So the only thing that I see is that the deed has already been done. The only thing they will do now is that they don't have to touch that child, because if they touch that child, it's still going to be a sin. They will not terminate that child. They have to, that girl need to born that child. When the child is born, that child, they need to ask for forgiveness and make sure that they do all the spiritual activities that concerning both the parents, like fasting, going to that is one-on-one prayer with yourself, with God, and all that, with that child. You understand? So they ask for forgiveness. So God forgives. So God will forgive them. You understand? Then they will get married. That is the next thing they need to do now. And before they will get married again, they should not sleep with each other. So that is what they will do. They don't have to touch that child. That child need to be born, and they need to do the rest spiritual activities. You understand? So they get married, then before they start having children again. You know, first of all, the devil has done his work. They have already committed the sin, so they don't have anything to do about it. And to the extent that they get pregnant, the lady get pregnant. So that child need to be born, and they need to start again. They need to go ask for forgiveness. You understand? So when they ask for forgiveness, then they need to follow the right procedure again, spiritual procedure. Fasting and prayer, they know what to do. I'm not the one that will tell them. Fasting and prayer, meditation, and following
So they should forfeit the wedding. They should just let go of the wedding that is just in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. For now, they should forfeit the wedding. So when that child is brought to life, then after going to asking for forgiveness, going to all those the spiritual procedure, then later they will go. They have to get married, and they should not sleep with each other before that wedding.
For how many years? For how many years?
It might take them 1 year, 1 year and 6 months for all those spiritual activities, for them to ask for forgiveness. If they are truly Christians, so because
All
that
right.
devil will use that as their weak point if they don't do those things. You understand? So
All
it's a
right.
sin.
Thank you. Thank you for your submission. I'll move on to Mr. Pansat, if you'd like to. Mr. Pansat.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is one of those that I wish I was going last, or not even on the panel at all. But I'll make it very snappy. I am not an expert on this. I'm a sinner myself, even though I pray that my sins be forgiven me and those of others. The Bible is very silent on pregnancy. However, in Ephesians 5:3, I believe, and 1 Corinthians 6:18, it talks about sex out of premarital sex. It's a sin. But also children are a blessing from the Lord, according to the Bible in Psalm 127, 3-5. So I do not, one of the things I did maybe about 10 years ago, I stayed away from God's administration, saying heaven or not, the way God administers it. I'm not an administrator. How much more questioning the way God does his administration? Now, on Christian tenets, so as it deals with individuals, I also abstain from that. I believe that, though, it's going too far to test anybody, any intrusiveness like that, privacy-wise. If that practice, if it's something somebody voluntarily associates himself with a church that does that, well, that's their business. But I don't personally, I don't think it's proper. I think it's improper. So having said that, I will leave it abstractly like that, because I'm not an expert in any of these. Plus, I'm a sinner. And I just have to pray for them. I hope that the right thing is done. There's an innocent child involved here. Those parents being a
All
unit.
right, Mr. Pansat.
All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you
Thank you
for
very
your
much.
submission.
Sure.
To those on the comment section, thank you. Nigeria Movies 2021. Hello. It's good to have you on the broadcast. Thank you for being here. Amazing Grace USA, it's good to have you on the broadcast. Thank you for being here. Says that we are all sinners. It's only God Almighty that is sinners. So the church should not have to. Mr. Pastor said, Mr. Pastor, your submission was actually very funny. I don't know who else was laughing, but it was actually very funny. It's kind of like a thing over here, and this goes all the way back. Like it's something that has been happening for over 10, 20, 30 years now. So it's a thing. It's a thing over here. All churches, famous churches, it's something that they do. Okay. Thank you very much for your submission. And let's move on to Mr. Kennedy. Mr. Kennedy, please.
Thank you very much. I wanted, please, could you reintroduce the topic, because I was away when you introduced the topic, so that I don't make mistakes. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
I'll give her a minute. I believe she probably
Okay.
went to the
I
refrigerator.
can hear you, Mr. Kennedy.
Okay, please, could you reintroduce the topic just a little bit, because I was away when you introduced the topic.
Okay, a couple who has their wedding date fixed for a couple of weeks from now, who found out that they are pregnant, and there are things with churches over here. They get to test a couple days to their wedding, and if you're pregnant, they don't get to wed you. They get to cancel the wedding, or you don't get to wed in church anyway. Some happen on the day of the wedding, but some are better they happen before the wedding day. So they are torn between aborting the baby and continuing with the wedding. Now there are different reactions to it. But could you please turn down the volume of the other gadgets? There's an interference. There's a feedback over here. Please, thank you. And Nigerians, or some are saying that churches are being pretentious. Uh, that pastors are sinners, the choir masters are sinners, everybody in church, everybody are sinners. So is it because these ones are obvious that they now want to make them feel like the sinners? And we are saying in this age and time, should we still be having those doctrines? Now that's the submission. I'm catching your reaction now, sir.
Thank you very much. I know you always say Kennedy used to say it the way it is. I'm not too religious. I was very religious when I was growing up, no longer too religious. And I live in Asia, where you have different kind of religion. You have the Hinduism, you have the Shintoism, you have the Buddhism, and you have some Muslims here too. So Nigerians, we take this religion to an extreme. So somebody is pregnant before the wedding. What is it? What is their fault that she is pregnant before the wedding, and they should not do their wedding? What if this is the only child they're going to have? What if the woman is going to be unable to have other children? Why would who is that pastor that will say they should go to other church and do their wedding? The wedding is wedding. Jesus Christ was conceived without sexual intercourse. What are people saying? That they should not have their wedding? If she was my child, she was my daughter, or the guy was my son, I will even administer the wedding in my home. I don't even need a pastor to administer a wedding on my children. It's not important to me. Why would we be still religious? Look at the country we are today. And we are very religious. Look at what the Muslims and the Christians are doing to our economy and the whole system. They are collapsing the whole system. Yet we are still praising, we are still singing hallelujahs in the churches and saying Allah Akbar in the mosque. Like, I understand why Mr. Pastor just, he just escaped. He doesn't want people to attack him. I have a thick skin. If you like, you attack me. If I'm the father or I'm the brother of those people that are supposed to marry, who administer the marriage in our homes, they just get ahead with their lives and so on. Why would one pastor come to tell me that my sister or my brother, they don't have to because she's pregnant? I will even celebrate that they are pregnant. That's all. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Kennedy. But also worthy of note, it's not a pastor thing, it's a doctrine thing. Some have it in their
There's no
church.
doctrine. There's no doctrine. They misinterpret the Bible. There's no doctrine there. Somebody was conceived without sexual intercourse, and when Joseph said no, he wasn't going to take Mary in, and the Holy Spirit administered to him and said, "Take him in is the work of God." What are we even saying? And we are not even aware if those things actually existed. What are we saying? That you should not get
Kennedy,
the.
Mr. Kennedy,
I
you
know,
see, when it comes to
I know
this,
you will attack,
when
but
it
I've been
comes to
waiting for
this,
you.
you know, when it comes to all these spiritual things,
Mm.
we always have a front and back to this discussion.
That is it.
So I think as you cut it short, is better. Maybe we'll discuss about it next time. Thank you.
Me, I not care. Anybody want? Let me tell you. Okay, let me now come openly. I was a preacher when I was in the technical college, and I knew how we were being taught how to speak in tongues. All these are fake. How we were being taught how to speak in tongues. If your message is not aligning, people are not understanding you're speaking in tongues. They taught us how to cry. What are we saying? I don't understand all these things. I was a scripture union. They are all
Mr.
fake.
Kennedy,
So
Mr. Kennedy.
let's forget about it. Let's go to somebody else.
Okay, let me just tell you
That's my submission. I didn't attack you when you were talking, please.
No, this is not attack, Mr. Kennedy. This is wisdom. I want to ask you a question.
Go ahead,
Do
sir.
you believe in this thing, demons? Do you believe that demons exist?
That is one problem. You people keep asking other. If you believe, that is up to you. I believe too. It's up to me.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
And why should you think it's demon? That is Jesus. God said, "Go to the world and multiply." And this one now multiplying. You are saying they should go and do the abortion, and you said they should not sleep with each other for maybe close to a year or whatever until they do their marriage. Why are you trying to destroy their relationship?
No, sir.
For what God sorry, sir. For what God has put together, let no man put asunder. Is that not the Bible?
We know, but there are spiritual rules that guide it. There are spiritual rules that guide all these institutions.
Who told you? That is what the white people told you and I. We can have that. Let us put this in a debate. Let us put this in a debate in another forum. We will
Okay,
debate.
wait.
It's
Let
what they
me
told
tell
you.
you
It's
this.
what they told you and I. After colonizing you and I, for us not to revenge, they brought forgiveness in the
Mr.
Bible.
Kennedy,
The
Mr.
first,
Kennedy,
you know where the first Bible is? The first Bible,
Mr.
the real Bible is in what is this Turkey? They've refused
Mr.
to bring it
Kennedy,
out. It's only the Pope that is aware of what is going on. My brother, let's
Mr.
forget about
Kennedy,
this religion.
Mr. Kennedy, let me tell you
Yes,
where you
sir.
will know that this thing is not a joke. What we are talking about now. And we want you to experience is somebody that is being possessed by the demons. That is where you will know that this thing we are talking about is not joke, it's real. When they are about to cast that demon out of somebody's body, that is
Who
where you
can
will know
cast
this
a
thing is not joke.
demon? Forget it. These are rubbish. Who can cast a demon? How can you cast a demon? You know what the demon? A demon. They were living in the evil. The Satan was living with God
Don't worry, don't worry,
in the
Mr.
kingdom of
Kennedy.
God. And
Don't
you say,
leave,
can
don't
you
leave,
cast a demon? You cannot cast a
don't,
demon.
don't
Forget
leave
it.
other people, make them talk. Don't worry, this one another.
So now you come now. Now
Thank
my
you.
time. Now you come.
All right, thank you,
Yeah.
gentlemen.
They should go ahead and marry, madam. They should go ahead and marry and have their children. Live their life. Forget about this, their pastor. Let me tell you one story. I'm sorry to take your time. My young sister, now she's doing her PhD in University of Uyo. My young sister. When she wanted to get married about 12 years ago, and the pastor, then she went to talk to the pastor, and the pastor said, because it was first of all the traditional marriage before the white wedding, whatever. The pastor said there should be no whiskey, there should be no gin, there should be no palm wine, there should be no Guinness or whatever. So they called me as the senior brother of the family, and I told my sister, because the pastor said, if you are bringing all these things, the church will not get involved. I said, okay, me, I will buy them because this is traditional right. I will buy them. The pastor and you and your fiance should just come to the family house and do the introduction, and that's all. And the pastor said, no, she mustn't do the wedding. And the pastor called off the wedding. And that was how my sister stayed for another 10 years without getting a man. So I told my sister, I'm never going to talk to you because you brought this upon yourself and the family. So when she eventually got a boyfriend, she refused to tell the pastor. She just went ahead and do the wedding. So no pastor should come and destroy my family because of the doctrine or what the indoctrination, whatever. It's not my business.
Yeah,
Thank you.
let me say what it is that these are
All
huge.
right, thank you very much, Mr. Kennedy. Mr. Pastor, do you still not have so much to say on this?
I just wanted to interject briefly and say that these are huge debates that we're actually engaged in here. We need to structure it because there's at least three major topics going on simultaneously here. Number one is when does life begin in Nigeria? In Nigerian constitution, is it at conception? Because there are three people involved here: the mother, the father, and then the child, right? So a state has an interest in this. The right of association, that's their church, and the tenets of their church is involved. These individuals, they have a right to associate with that church or the pastor that's separating them or denying them from getting married. So those are the issues, the big issues. It's constitutional. We're a secular state. The state has a right to intervene if life begins at conception. Okay, that child has some rights. But the individuals have a right to their or association if they're going to be in a church that's going to use such primordial standards, right? So that's in the public. That is what our own concern is. It's none of our business otherwise. We can't make choices for these people. So both Mr. Kennedy and Brother Nice, they're right in their assertions. I particularly enjoy Mr. Kennedy's anecdotes. It brings it home, talks about his sister, talks about his own experiences. And then, of course, Brother Nice is talking ecclesiastically, the religious part of it. At the most, Mr. Kennedy, I would say that personally, I could be agnostic about certain parts of the Bible, but I know we have a creator who made us. White people didn't bring it. White people stole a lot of things that they brought back to Africa in the text, right? So we know that it's God who made us. There are people who don't believe it. There are people who don't believe certain translations. But so it's a big topic: religion, constitutional rights, right of association. So we're not fighting. It's not a debate. It's just we have to separate all the issues here. Thank you very much.
All right,
Mr.
thank you,
Pensa.
Mr. Pansat. Mr. Chooks,
Pensa.
let's get you some.
Yeah, quick, please. Mr. Pansa, what I'm trying to let people understand when it concerning spiritual things, you can feel that you will deceive a man, but you cannot deceive spirits. If you are not doing things that is not cordial with the spiritual things, you might hide it from men, but you cannot hide it from the spirit. The devil would know. God would know. That's just what I'm trying to let people understand.
And I believe that too. I subscribe to that. So we don't have any, there's no daylight between you and I on that. Like I said earlier, it's a matter of structure. What we're dealing with here are major topics. When Emma introduced all these topics here once in a while, it looks simple, but they're very, and I'm sure she knows that, that's why she brought it about. There are major issues. You have to, first of all, know about our Constitution. Then, you know, one of the guidelines, the guidepost to any human being should be true or false. You have to deal with that. Wrong or right. Okay, there are decisions they're making here. Some of them are wrong, some of them are right. Then you also have good and bad. But the last two is subjective. The only thing that is absolute is true or false. Wrong or right, it's debatable what is wrong and what is right for some people. And then you have your good and bad, good and evil, like you're talking about, Brother Nice. Good and evil, when you go into the spiritual realm, what is evil, what is good. So I leave it at that philosophically. Like I said, I'm not an expert on any of these.
All right,
I'm a sinner, and then thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Chooks, are you unavailable?
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you.
Okay, let's have a submission. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you say. Because Kennedy went ahead and talked about it, I would have skipped it, because religion is not something that.
Mr. Collins, are you available?
Yeah,
Mr. Collins?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Collins, please give me a minute.
Yeah, I said, this is a topic I wouldn't want to speak about, but for the fact that Mr. Kennedy has, spoken about it, it become interested to me. My own definition of religion is a kind of a tool to, control man. That is what I see religion to be. Because I think I heard you say they were considering abortion or so. I mean, how can you disobey God and obey man? If we are to look at things that way, can you say it is right for them to have abortion just for them to, have their wedding done? I say, even though they say religion is a tool to control man, in Nigeria, it's more than a tool, because I had a nephew who wanted to, baptize his child in Nigeria. And simply because he gave him David, and they say the Catholic Church said it's an Old Testament name that they can't use that. I mean, it was laughable to me, because none of my kids bear any English name as I speak with you here today. And they go to church and they got baptized here. You know, so how can you do this more than the people who brought the something to you? It's those kind of characters I do question Nigerians who, whenever they fight about religion and all that, it's completely unbelievable that somebody will be thinking of abortion because he wanted to do wedding. I mean, what if after doing your wedding or after that marriage, you think you're not able to get pregnant again for the rest of your life? You know, I mean, sometimes this religion, I don't want to speak about it. I don't want to talk about it. Let me use this opportunity to talk about the ASU, because I forgot it in the first this thing. They say the governments of the day, they know what they are doing. They just want to use this opportunity to rubbish everybody. You know, they want to starve ASU staffs because these are the professors they use in rigging our elections. So now that they know that they're hungry, the only way to make it easier for them to rig is to keep them hunger until last minute to the election. They call them and use them for the election. That's what my thinking, because there's no way the senators who are going there to sleep, you are paying them. Okay, when they're off, you are paying them, and these are people who are the major contributors of your economy, your education, everything, and you said you're not paying them. Nigeria, well, I think it's less than 100 days. We will make our choice. Thank you.
Mr. Chooks, I will come back to you later. You seem to be busy. Mr. Collins, let's have you, please.
Yeah, Emma, good morning. Can you hear me? Hello? Can somebody hear me?
I can hear you, Mr. Collins.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, Mr. President. That's it.
Sure.
I don't want to, I think when it comes to religion, I don't normally involve myself in religion because religion is what you believe. Because if you begin to dig deep, there are so many things that begin to involve. So when it comes to religion, I always distance myself from it because I don't involve myself in religion and everything. I can only, easy for me to involve maybe in the cultural aspect, but the religion, I don't involve myself too much. So if there is any other topic you want me to highlight, I can say much on that. But on religion
Not at
issue,
all. Not at all. Not at all. This is our last topic for the day. Thank you very much.
thank you. Yeah.
All right, a big thank you to each and every one of you on here, Brandon and Nosike. All right, so this segment is the newspaper review where we discuss the newspaper. Yes, we dissect it, we look into it, and we share submissions and opinions also on here. The debates and every other section here runs for the campaign, but this right here talks about strictly what the news is saying out there in Nigeria. All right. Okay. This is the newspaper review. My name is Ima. Okay. Like Brandon, if you're wondering what segment this is our newspaper review, and my name is Ima. A newspaper review is every Monday through to Saturday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I am here by 10 a.m. Nigerian time, all through to 11 a.m. Nigerian time. I am here with a few newspapers that we have out there. Yeah, so do well to join me. Do well to turn on your notification bell. Do well to yes, sir.
Yeah, have you seen this thing, a video in New York? I think it was in New York. I think this video was done about last month when some Nigerian politicians, they went to go and pay some homeless people in New York to protest against the religious issue that is going on in Nigeria. Those people were holding placard, and the placard was written that Christians are not being killed in Nigeria, that we are stronger together as Christians and Muslims, that there should be no division and there should be no agitation. So when some Nigerians now approach those people those people that hold those placards, and with a Nigerian T-shirt and the Nigerian this thing, a flag and a face cap and uniform, they print it for those people. So those guys were now asking them, and they were recording them. Where are you from? This thing that are you from Nigeria? Some of them say yes, they are from Nigeria. Where are you from Nigeria? They could not measure the place where they're from. So those guys introduced themselves. We are from so and so state in Nigeria. Why are you holding a folk narrative and a folks information that you did not even do research about? And you are writing here that they are not killing Christians in Nigeria. That those things that we are saying is folks. Then the guy now asked her, who paid you? No, the guy now asked the question, did they pay you? So as the guy were putting pressure on them, they now later say yes, that they were paid to do this. And these people have no clue about Nigeria. That's to tell you that the highest of propaganda of this government even take it to Western world. You understand? Just to cover up of all these atrocity that they are doing in Nigeria. They take it to different countries in the world just to cover up of what is happening in Nigeria. This government. And those guys were saying that the person that paid them, the politician, went to go and hide inside a cafe bar, close to where they are. And the guy were from there looking at them. Some of them were even scared to say the truth. No, this government, I tell you that they are ruling on deceit. This government. God will help Nigeria if they don't change this government. And this APC and PDP.
All right, Brother Nice, thank you for that. Thank you also to every other one of you on the panelists. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your submission today. A big thank you to each and every one of you that has supported us today. Thank you. I do want to join us on our other lineups. Also, turn on your notification bell if you are yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our every broadcast, and please take our time to support us. Thank you very much. Big shout out to each and every one of you on the comment section. Thank you for keeping it engaging. Thank you. And to you, the viewers, thank you for being on here. I'll do want to join me tomorrow, 10 a.m. Nigerian time for our newspaper review again. Bye for now.